Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to create a brand new product listing on Amazon. So you would go to catalog in the main menu and go to add product. Okay, so it will lead you to the find products in Amazon catalog. So what you would do is to choose this option. I'm adding a product not sold on Amazon because you are selling your own product, right? And your own brand. Even you don't have a brand just yet, but you're still selling a private label product, your own product, not anybody else's product, right? So you would choose this option. I'm adding a product not sold on Amazon. Okay, then it will lead you to select a product type page, which is actually choosing the product category for your product. You would have two ways to find a suitable product category for your product. The first option is to search directly in the search box over here, and you just put in your product name in here, and Amazon will suggest you a number of categories that may be suitable to your product, or you can browse manually among all of the product categories over here on Amazon. So we would try with the first method of searching directly in the search box over here. Let's say the product for our example today is food wrap dispenser or foil dispenser, right? I put in food wrap dispenser and click in search. And as you can see, there are 9 matching categories found by the system, right? And what you would see is that the browse notes part of your product category, it starts with the largest, the main category. For example, health and household, or for this option is home and kitchen, right? And it goes to next level categories or subcategories underneath health and household or home and kitchen, right? So you have kitchen and dining. And if you follow this path, it will go to next level category, that is storage and organization. And then whatever the category you see at the end of the string of the path will be your final category. So if you choose this option, it will be food dispensers. That is the category that your product will reside in. And this is the path that the shoppers will find your product, right? And also this is the browse notes path that Amazon uses to manage your product category, right? So it's in a hierarchy from the top level category and goes down to, you know, the lowest level category. That is the final category of your product. And you can choose among all of the suggested categories over here. And you can see that we have office products as well, and industrial and scientific as well. So if you think your product will be for the kitchen niche, and you will target the customers who, you know, shop the product for a home and kitchen, you would definitely want your product in one of the home and kitchen categories, right? Either this part or this part, right? Food dispenser under storage and organization, or the same category but under kitchen and dining. So you have different paths, like browse note path for a same category, as you can see over here from these two home and kitchen categories. And of course, you would not want to choose office products, main category for your product. And you can see the last category in the string in the path, that is office tape dispensers, which is obviously not your product, right? So that is the first method of searching directly using the search box over here. Or you can choose manually from browsing all of the categories on Amazon right now. For this option, you have total control of what category, what browse node path that will be applied to your product. For example, you can choose, okay, my product has to be in home and kitchen, definitely in home and kitchen, you choose it. And it will lead you to the next level category or subcategories of home and kitchen, right? Under home and kitchen. And you would choose a suitable subcategory for it, for example, kitchen and dining, right? And whenever you see the arrow over here, that means that there will be more subcategories underneath the category that is being shown over here, and clicking it. And whenever you have chosen a subcategory, it will be shown on the top over here, so that you can always come back by clicking in the previous category and choose a different browse node path for your product category, right? So we are in kitchen and dining right now, and keep choosing to find a suitable category for your product. For example, storage and organization, right? It sounds pretty suitable to your product, and clicking it. And again, we have added storage and organization in the past. That means this is the browse node path so far of your product category. And next, whenever you see a select button next to the category, that means that will be the final category of your product if you click in select. And whatever categories that you still see the arrow button over here, that means that there will be more subcategories underneath those categories, right? And if you can decide right now, you can choose either kitchen storage and organization accessories or this category, right? Let's say I would choose other storage and organization, right? And I would choose and decide this is the final category of my product under the storage organization, and under kitchen and dining, and under the main category, the biggest category, that is home and kitchen, right? Click in select. And whenever you click in select, either through the search option or a browse option, right, it will directly lead you to a listing creation page where you would populate mandatory information for your product in order to create your product listing, right? So it depends on the category that you have chosen over here, right? So the number of information tabs will vary. There may be more information tabs that you have to go through if you choose another category for your product. So for this specific category, we have only 4 information tabs. And if you have watched my video of how to optimize and populate information in the back end of your listing, you would see that there are around 7 to 8 tabs of information that you would go through in order to optimize your product listing for search engine and user experience, right? So you would want to check it out. And these 4 tabs of information over here, you know, are necessary and are mandatory in order to create a new listing. And then after you have created a new listing, you can always come back and open the back end of your listing. That's when you will see all of the information tabs that you would be able to populate more information in order to optimize your product listing, right? So the first product information page that we will go through, that is product identity. And the first thing you can see that variations. And does the product have variations? You would always choose yes, even though you only have one product in one color or one size, whatever. Because if you look at the next field, that is product ID, that's when you would have to use the UPC number that you have purchased before creating a new product listing, right? But you would not use UPC number for the product identity page, but you always use the UPC number for the variation only. So always click in yes. And if you click in yes, it will show you a number of variation types of your product. As you can see over here, again, it depends on the product category that you have chosen. There may be more or less product variation types that you can choose from. So for this specific category, as you can see, we have a good number of variation types that you can choose from. Let's say for this example, I would choose color, right? And I click in color. That is the variation type that I have decided for this specific product. You can always choose, you know, another variation type, whichever works for your product, right? And then as you have noticed that the field of product ID where you can put in the UPC number has disappeared, because when you have chosen the variation, you would not have to use the UPC number for the product identity anymore, but you would use that UPC number for variation only, right? And then next is the product name. That is simply your product title. And at this stage, you don't have to worry about optimizing the product title of your listing. That is the task later when you do search engine optimization after you've done the competitor research and keyword research, right? Okay, so just put in a simple name of your product, for example, food wrap dispenser, and assuming that the product is in blue color, right? So just a very simple name for it. And then brand name. If you click in this box, it will show you a number of brand names that you have registered with Amazon. And you can choose from one of the brand names that you already have registered with Amazon for your new product. Or if you haven't decided a brand name for this new product, or you think that I would create completely a new brand name for this product in the future if it's selling well, right? So for now, you would choose this option, click in this checkbox. This product does not have a brand name, so it will automatically populate a generic as a brand name for this specific product, right? And then you can click in continue, click in the variation tab name again, and it will show you the variations page where, as you can see, that you have chosen the color as a variation type for your product, and you put in the name of the color over here. We have just mentioned that is blue, right? So click in add. Right. And now is where you would populate the UPC number for this specific variation. As you can see, product ID type, you click in the drop-down menu and you would see a number of product identifier options. UPC or GTIN, they are just the same thing. Just click in UPC, and then you would put in the UPC number that you have purchased over here in product ID. For seller SKU or SQ, you would create it yourself. This is the universal product identifier for not just on Amazon, but if you sell on other platforms, such as if you list your product on Google Shopping, you would use the the same SKU number of this specific product, right? If you sell this product on other platforms or Walmart or eBay, for example. So it's universal product identifier for all platforms. So you would have to create it for your product. And also on Amazon, it has its own product identifier system that is FNSQ barcode number, which will be automatically generated after you create the product listing. So after you create this product listing, the FNSQ number will be automatically created similarly to the AC number of the product, whereas the SQ or SKU number, you would have to create it yourself. I will put in something that reminds me of the product. Anything in here, letters, numbers, sign, toy, dispenser, right? Dispenser. And you add in something like M2, for example, model 2, something unique for the SKU number. So remember that it should be unique. And something like, I say big win, and usually I will add in the name of the variation as well, so blue. So by looking at the SKU number only, I can identify what is the product about, right? And then the item condition, you would choose new because we are selling new products, right? And your price, just put in any price over here. You can put in your ideal price. It's not a one-time job, and it's not like you can never change it. After this, you can always change your product price anytime. So just put in an ideal number over here. Like say, if I sell it at $35, and quantity, you just put in 1 because it's not important. You just have to put in a number over here. And after you create this listing, and if you haven't sent any inventory or stock to Amazon just yet, the product, the listing status will be inactive, out of stock. And it's normal because you haven't sent any stock to Amazon just yet, right? And it will be automatically changed to 0. So for now, just put in 1. And color map, you would choose something that consistent with the color that you have chosen for your product, right? So in this case, it is blue. And UPC number, I will have to put in a UPC number that I have purchased before for this example. This has to be a valid UPC number in order to go to the next step and finish the process, right? And put in the UPC number. As you can see, the system has recorded the UPC number. And then you can see that we can click in save and finish, right? One thing is that you can finish the process over here, but you should always populate the main image of your product, because if you don't, the status of your product later on will be suppressed and you would not want to see it. What you want to see is inactive, out of stock, right, for the status of your listing. So there is no pressure in terms of the requirements for this main image, just simply a screenshot of the product that you find on your supplier's website, or a photo that you take from your phone of the product, right? And it doesn't have to be on a white background. A number of listings that I have created, I just use the photo that I took of the product using my phone. So just upload a picture for the main image over here. So the listing status will not be suppressed, right? And then you can always click in save and finish. That's pretty much it of creating a new product listing. And as I have mentioned, after you have created the listing, you can always come back to the listing backend where you will see more information tabs that you can go through and populate more information for your product in order to optimize your listing for user experience as well as the search engine, right? But for now, you just need to fill in product identity information, variations information, and upload just the main image for your product. And if you go to the offer tab, as you can see, it has already chosen the option of Amazon will ship and provide customer service fulfilled by Amazon. That means FBA, right? So this is what we are doing right now, fulfilled by Amazon. Amazon will ship the product to the customers and handle the customer service. We won't have to take care of all of those tasks. Whereas I will ship this item myself. That means it will be FBA fulfilled by merchant, which is not what we are doing. So of course, it will be FBA fulfilled by Amazon. So this is for offer. And as I said, after you create the listing and when you come back to the back end of the listing, the offer tab will have more fields for you to fill the information in, including your list price, your sale price, and a number of other fields for information. Okay, so now you can always save and finish the process, right? Okay, so after you have created the new listing, and if you have populated the main image for the product, the status of the listing will be inactive, out of stock. So the two new products that I have created the listing for, and I'm about to launch. So you would want to see the status of the product. The listing is inactive, out of stock, right? And whatever the product that you are selling, it should be active, of course. And if you don't give a picture for your main image, it will be shown as search suppressed. And whenever you see the status of search suppressed, whenever you go to manage all inventory, right, you can always click in edit to find out what is going wrong with the listing, or you can go to search suppressed and inactive listing to find out what is the reason. So as I said, you would want to see the status of the listing that is inactive, out of stock, right? So that's pretty much it for today. So I have shown you how to create a brand new product listing on Amazon, how to choose a category for your product, and how to populate mandatory information in order to create a new product listing on Amazon. So I hope you find it helpful, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.